going to kick off the intro. Oh, you're going to get shot.
No,
This is the WTF film review.
God, I'm not shy. I do my own fucking show. Anything I'm shy at.
No Williams, catfish mustache. Just to point that out as we move forward in this new review that we're going to try out. We're going to review today the movie Enders, written by Orsen Scot Card in 1985. Is there anything you want to add, or are you just going to sit there and look funny?
Well, quit reading off the damn piece of paper, man.
That's why we looked it up on Google.
You're looking down at the paper reading this shit.
It was a short story back in 1977. It was actually first shown in the analog science fiction show. You got a problem with that?
That was a magazine.
Oh, it was a magazine? See, I don't know. William looked it up. I was just writing down notes.
It's the... I can't read your writing, man.
Now that's saying something. Have you ever seen William's writing?
It was in the Analog Science Fiction and Fact magazine that came out in 1977.
Didn't I say that?
No, you said the show. It's a magazine.
All right, close enough.
Here's your notes back. I don't need notes.
And this is the start. We'll see if we make episode 2 after this movie.
So what was your name? You didn't say your name.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Okay, and I'm William.
And this is the William and Tom review.
Film review.
Is that what it is?
William and Tom film review, or WTF. What kind of movies do you like?
I like science fiction. I like action. Those are my favorites. I've known to see a chick flick every once in a while, but we won't say that, will we? How about you? What do you like?
I don't watch chick flicks.
I didn't ask if you liked this. I said, what do you watch?
Fantasy and science fiction. That's what I like.
What about animation? Animated.
Oh yeah, animated. That's the kid in me.
Yeah. Blue's Clues.
I like the salt and pepper shaker and Blue's Clues. I can't help myself.
Okay, what about SpongeBob?
No, I don't watch SpongeBob anymore.
He used to. Hide your kids. Anyway.
Yeah, that's not funny.
It's funny. It's very funny.
Anyway, back to the movie.
The movie was directed by Gavin Hood. The main character that plays in it is Asa Butterfield. And basically a synopsis of the movie. What was the general plot of the movie?
Well, the general plot was an alien invasion that we fought off initially. And in order to prevent another alien invasion, we decided to go invade their home world and knock them off.
Kind of do a first strike before they were able to build up.
It's the general plot of the movie.
I think it's pretty fair. What what did you think of the CGI?
Well, the computer graphics done in this movie was very well done.
Yeah, I found it wasn't campy like
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. It wasn't campy like that. I thought the CGI was done very well. Not much they could have really improved on that. That was pleasant to see. It was kind of like a high budget film, I would say.
Yeah, it was like a high budget film, like on the par of the new Star Trek movie.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think the graphics were just as good as that one.
Yep, absolutely.
What did you think of the alien they had on there?
I think if there was a point that I would say was disappointing, I think the alien that they used for me showed a lack of imagination. I just found it to be, without giving it away so much, like a wasp, an overgrown wasp. I just think it just lacked, like I said, imagination. When you look at other science fiction movies like Enemy Mine, I thought that was an excellent one. I think they could have done a better job portraying a nice alien, especially that would have been more favorable or enhanced the plot. Without giving it away, I just think there would have been more than having this giant wasp. What do you think?
Well, I think the overall design of the alien was okay, but like you, I think it could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, had they done something different,
more imaginative,
something that you haven't seen before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it would have been really well. I mean, that was probably to me one of the shortcomings of the movie.
Well, at least they did give the alien species a better name than what the book had for them.
Yeah,
Instead
yeah,
of calling them buggers, they called them formic, which is kind of nice.
yeah,
That was kind of cool.
yeah. You know, if I was to review it, it was almost like a spin-off of Starship Troopers. Um, you know, where they had the bugs in there. This one was definitely done a little bit better. But again, I think it fell short. When you really see the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about.
What did you think of the plot twist in it?
The plot twist I thought was good. I thought that was real good. It was something I didn't see coming, and a lot of times I do. You know, and again, without giving it away, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's at the very end of the movie. And while you might get a little inkling of what is transpiring, it'll still shock you a little bit, I think. It was good. It was good. It was nice to not know every detail and see everything that's coming at you like you do in some movies that you watch, and you know. So I think it was nice.
When did you actually figure out what the plot twist was? Was it right after it happened, or were you kind of picking up on it ahead of time? When you think back and watch the movie,
You know,
I didn't realize what was going on until it actually happened.
you know, it was almost like this little aha moment. You know, as it was going on, I truly believed, as they portrayed what was happening in that particular moment, I was right there. It wasn't that I ever had a real inkling in the back of my mind saying, hey, I think it's something else. When it actually, they let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, it was like, well, yeah, I see it, and that was the way to do it. To get the result that they wanted, because it would have turned out differently.
Yes, it would have.
So, you know, you let us know what you think.
This movie clocked in, I believe, at about 1 hour and 54 minutes. What do you think of the general pacing of the movie?
I thought there was a lot in the middle of the movie as they were adding to the plot. I wouldn't even say developing the plot, but maybe you could say developing the main character a little bit, Ender. That easily could have been cut out. The pace really was kind of slow at points. It seemed to drag on. I think maybe the director got too bogged down with the book and the details in the book and how this kid progresses along, and tried to get a lot of that across in the movie. A lot of it could have been cut out. I think there's some things that I would like differently. I didn't have a strong association with the main character. It's not like I had a level of empathy. I felt what he was feeling. It was a little bit of a disconnect, and that kind of, you know, brought the movie down for me. If I was to rate it, you know, if you were looking at 5 stars or whatever, you know, I'd give it 2.5, maybe 3 at the most. And it was probably just really not the CGI as we were talking about. The plot was good. It wasn't a strong association with the characters that were playing those roles. Harrison Ford does a great job. But again, I just think there was a disconnect with the audience. I mean, what'd you feel?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Towards the middle of the movie, I felt like it was just a hole. They could have really shortened it up a little bit and got to the point a little bit faster. It seemed to be drug out way too much.
It's almost like if they would have started maybe in the beginning with happened to his siblings. Instead of having so much built in the middle where they're developing him and going through those, what I'll call military schools, and instead of having so much there, it's like, hey, give me 5 or 10 minutes of his earlier childhood when his siblings actually flunked out of the military school. You know, just give a little background of his family unit, so you have, maybe that would help develop a stronger association with that character. I don't know. So how would you rate this movie overall? Would you recommend families going to see it? And I say that, and I guess it's kind of good to have reviews like this for people that are science fiction enthusiasts, because you'll find, I know when I watch some of the professional reviews, when they'll give it thumbs down, like Siskel and Ebert, I'll go and see that action movie or that science fiction movie and truly enjoy it, where they're just not enthusiasts of that type of genre. How would you rate this movie? Would you recommend going to see it?
Being a science fiction buff, yes, I would.
So would I.
Even though it was a little bit long in the middle, it's still a very enjoyable movie, and there is a lot of good moments. The plot twist is excellent, especially if you haven't read the book, so you won't know what's coming ahead of time. See, I've never read the book, so the plot twist really caught me by surprise, which I like that. I like it when a movie catches me by surprise.
Yeah, me too, and that doesn't happen often. So I think from the William and Tom show here with Film Review, we give it 4 thumbs up.
Awesome.
Thanks for tuning in.
See us next time. Name of the picture, right there, see?
Why is your head so big?
It is big.
It is.
Look how small your head is.
Well, look at how big yours is.
There we go.
There.
That's more proportional.
It's 'cause